Groovy. The Evil Dead stars Bruce Campbell and is directed by Sam Raimi, the guy who... Oh god, I just broke my movie. The guy who brought us the Spider-Man movies. I love those Spider-Man movies, at least the first two, without Emo Peter doing jazz hands and stuff. But you know, like, I love those movies. I grew up on them. A lot of fun. And Evil Dead, these are cult classic movies. This one specifically, they went in, they made it for no money. They just went out in the woods for like a year. They went through a hellish process to make this movie. The process to make this movie, it's worth its own like documentary or something. It's very interesting. You can look it up. There's so much that went into it and all the struggles. It's like when they made Jaws, you know? Some of the best movies come out of the worst condition. And we'll talk about the movie, but just the struggle, you know, it makes me respect them. They went out, they made an indie movie, and it became a huge success in that way, so I respect the hell out of them. The Evil Dead's a story of these 5 friends that go to a cabin in the woods to have a weekend. They find a book, the Book of the Dead, and then these spirits get brought to life. They're possessing people in the cabin, a lot of bodily dismemberment, a lot of liquids, fluids everywhere, everyone's soaking and wet. It's just a hellish time. Yeah, The Evil Dead, that's the movie. It's very simple, a simple premise. Alright, here's people, they're in the woods, book read, alright, chop everyone up. It's so simple, it's so bare bones, gritty, and raw. Like, you watch the Blu-ray that I dropped. Come over here for a second. You watch this thing, it's like, it's a Blu-ray. They tidy them up, they touch them up. It's got so much grain, it's just, you can tell. It's one of those great gritty movies from the late 70s, early 80s. It's got some real grime to the movie, and it's very raw. Like, it doesn't necessarily look good at times because it's just low budget and they weren't exactly sure what they're doing. They were just doing the best of what they could. But at the same time, it is still well made, even though I just said it wasn't. But it is, because Sam Raimi, like his direction, his camera angles, the demon tracking shot, come on, that shit's amazing. His camera work really makes up for some of the cheaper, less well made parts of the movie because his camera work's so alive, full of energy, full of fucking awesomeness. He's like, hey, this movie might not be the best in the world, but my camera work's gonna blow your fucking melon. It's really good, it's really unique, it's very Sam Raimi. And Bruce Campbell's in this movie, the cult icon, the legend, Bruce Campbell. The guy's awesome, okay? The narrator in Spider-Man 2 video game. That's what I know him from with the most fondness. I think of him, yeah, he helped me in Spider-Man 2, he told me what to do. I love him for that reason, but also my name is Bruce. Like, everything I see the guy in, I love him. And in this movie, he's not really that good. No one in this movie's really that good. They're all very new actors, they're not experienced, and Bruce Campbell, like, you can see a little twinkle of like, he's gonna be something, but he's still not that good in the movie. No one's really that good, but Bruce Campbell's good enough. You pay attention to him, and like, it's not even about the actors, it's about the craziness where the movie goes, because once they get possessed, it's about that practical makeup, which looks good most of the time. They look creepy as the demons, there's some creepiness to it, but also comedy. I think of the part where the one girl's possessed and Ash is just like slapping the shit out of her. Like, it's kind of funny in a slapstick way. And then when they're getting chopped up, when there's people getting hurt, it goes so over the top where, alright, a guy's arm is chopped up and it's spewing out like oatmeal and milk and blood. It's crazy, it's funny in that way. It's just slapstick, over-the-top humor at its most grotesque, and it's fun for that reason. But the movie also, it's kind of slow. It's only an 80-minute movie, but at times it really drags on for some scenes where I did get a little bored at times, and the characters are so bare bones, they don't really matter. They're barely even characters. It's people that are there to be possessed and chopped up to bits, and that's kind of it. But like, it has little flourishes where it's just, some of the ideas are very cool. Some of the ideas in the movie that became like iconic scenes and iconic stuff, those parts are awesome. It's kind of reminds me of Mad Max, the original one, where it's a very gritty, raw indie movie that's legendary, and there's parts of it I like, parts of it that are iconic, but as a movie overall, I don't care for it necessarily. I don't think it's the best movie in the world. Like, I think of all the scenes of people getting dismembered, that great camera shot of the forest moving through the woods, people getting chopped up, the girl when she's chained up locked in the floor and she's like bumping up on it and staring out at them, the creepy makeup, stuff like that. Really good, but then we get like really shitty stop motion claymation effects and like boring characters. The movie's rough and sometimes it's slow and boring, and it's not the most well-made movie of all time for sure. There's still a lot of inspired, iconic stuff in it, very inventive, creative stuff that I really respect. It's like, God, I respect it. It's just, I don't care for the movie a lot. I would give The Evil Dead a C+. The story takes some cool turns. It's got a lot of memorable stuff, but as a movie overall, there's a lot that could be improved on. So comment below, tell me your thoughts on The Evil Dead, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later when I talk about all the sequels and the remake. I'm very excited to talk about them. A lot of complex opinions on those ones as well. Again, it's just talking about, these are the hardest movies I've had to talk about in a while, because I sort of know how I feel, and yet I kind of don't. It's just, it's a complicated relationship between these movies. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.